Watershed thing. The Watershed, actually, in fact. You're logged into the Watershed show with myself, Peter Piper, and Goast, aka Mr. Ghostshed himself. And today we're joined by a few guests. Look, here we are. Look, people are going to start pouring in at this point. We've got DSB joining us from Brighton, and Mr. Also from the Netherlands, aka Mr. Korsakov himself.
Big up.
And apparently T95 as well. Whenever he decides he's going to say something, or if he's just going to sit here. I mean, maybe we'll just have Tom T95 as a mascot. Oh, just staring. Oh. Everyone looking to your camera. Yeah. DSB joining us from Brighton. And I've got someone coming through. I've got someone coming through in the background. Be careful.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure that's you, Pete.
No, it was me.
No, it's not me.
It was me. It was my phone.
Of course,
it was my phone. It was my phone. It's all good.
All right.
So yeah, we are live. Just to double check, we are.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Yep. Someone called Bet Emma is kicking off in the chat. I recommend we boot immediately.
Yeah, honestly, just kick her out. She's not. Tom T95 is trying to join. Oh, I can hear him laughing away in the background. Come on, Tom, you can do it. Come on, Tom, you can get in here. Tom, you with us?
Oh, I need
Yeah, I think a few people are joining right now. Hello to anyone watching anywhere around the world. I'm just gonna go in. How is everyone doing today?
Yeah.
Fantastic, really.
You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
Elaborate. Why are you fantastic?
Well, I finished my EP yesterday. I didn't even remember if it was today or yesterday. It's been a haze of mixing down, and I don't have to do any of that for a month at least. So I'm happy. And the sun's out, and I can see Pete for like an hour straight. So what else does a man need? You know.
Everything is okay in the world.
Such eye candy.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Tom wasn't able to do it. Tom, what are you doing? He's trying. He won't let me join for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that might be.
The anticipation is killing me.
The anticipation. I mean, this is just how this.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
This whole live stream thing goes sometimes. I'm also trying to get Rizzo in here as well.
I'm trying to turn the captions off. Does anyone at Facebook has changed again?
What's it done now?
Or it's just the live stream thing's changed again. So I'm trying to figure out how to turn off captions. Bear with.
Turn off captions.
That's right, I found it.
All right. We have Rizzo apparently as well, but
big up the Riz.
I think Rizzo's also struggling to get both of these guys are struggling to get in. Oh, yes.
Big up.
I think I've figured it out.
What did you do? What did you do to get it on?
I just pressed the video button. I don't know. I just got added into the thing, and then the video button appeared.
Big up to the chat. Big up Sam Robertson, Sam Frost, Nolan Malloy.
Big up to Nolan Malloy.
Nolan's here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so...
he actually just said Elmar is my baby daddy. Apparently, I don't know what you've been doing with Nolan. There you go.
I'm not. I have no knowledge of it, but I'm not going to deny it. You know, so I haven't.
It's best not to come on here and start denying anything. Oh,
yeah.
Tom's trying. Tom is trying. He's back. The anticipation is.
Let's pretend Tom's just not there until he's fully there. He's
start talking in front of Tom. How are you doing anyway, John? How are you doing today?
All right, mate. Fucking busy and shit, but other than that, yeah, I'm all right, man.
Busy playing fucking Warzone, probably.
I literally made this exact joke earlier because he was like, I might be a bit busy tonight, and then I was like, playing Call of Duty doesn't count as being busy.
No, I was actually on a tune just a minute ago, so yeah.
Sick.
Ooh.
Finally getting back on the beats again. Yeah, man.
So yeah, people. people, let's all discuss. I think opening topic, which everyone wants to hear, the fucking news on Monday.
Right.
Raves are
Yes.
coming back.
Yeah.
Come on, round of applause. No, but everyone's super excited for that, aren't we? Has everyone got plans already? Has everyone got bookings? Are they booking events? What's everyone's, what are your forward things going on now over the next few months?
I'm not gonna lie. The last 24 hours have been absolutely insane.
Liar, but you've had like one email.
Yeah, everything's going so well, but no, like seriously, it's like it has felt like the floodgates have like opened up, and there's just so many people now just like, right, like we've got a date, everyone's gonna like start working towards stuff. So yeah, we've had a lot of messages from promoters and lots of people now starting to get on it. It's a little bit overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like a complete year of like nothing happening.
Yeah.
And like, I got kind of used to that and a bit comfortable with that. And then now it's like, poof,
I'm
like,
buzzing.
all
I'm like,
systems
I
go.
feel like I'm physically buzzing. Like, just there's so much, I guess, hope and direction now. It's kind of like, oh, when's it coming back? And even if it's not going to be on the 21st, we have some fucking tangible thing to grasp.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and
It's
to aim
something
towards.
to hold on to. Yeah.
Which is, I think,
There's an end in sight, I think, and that's what's great about it. The end in sight, and like moving forward, gigs, everything. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be.
Mm.
I actually finally get to
What is
meet.
Right?
Right? I was going to say, finally get to meet all these people that I've met online this year that I've never met in real life, or I have briefly, so that should be, I think it's going to be a really cool rave experience. Everyone's going to be on the highest levels of excitement. You're going to be meeting all these people in real life, drinking with them, having great times, hearing all the music that people have been like building up and not releasing. I think it's going to be a golden era of music, at least for a couple of months. I think it's just going to be wicked, man. I can't wait. I'm proper excited.
People are gonna be crying. Like
Yeah, man.
I think I might cry.
Because, for example, in the last summer, like in Central Europe, it opened up for a bit, and I actually had some sick gigs in like Slovakia and shit. And I had this one gig, and it was the first time in 6 months I was playing in front of people, and I swear to God, I nearly broke down twice. And that was in July, and then they closed it up again, and now it's fucking March. So
Right.
you're gonna see DJs crying. I can guarantee you that, and I will definitely be one of them.
I think I might well be one of those guys as well. I can see myself breaking down.
Definitely gonna be crying.
It's going to be amazing.
Correct.
What's that first festival? I don't know. I mean, there's got to be some pinch of salt going on, but I think it's a good place to be. I think if it's a good place to be, I think we all know that this could change a little bit, but I think it's a very, very like you said. We can see an end finally. Which
there's lots of advancements with like quick testing and like vaccines being rolled out. Like even if it's not then, like you can't help but feel that it's definitely finally improving, even with your government.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, we won't go into that. It's not a political show.
Tom is still sitting there trying to join. He's in it now. He's trying so much. He's trying so much. Yeah, what did he say? He's saying ask Adam. It's not. It can't really. It's something to do with your settings, Tom. I don't think you can hear it.
He just needs to press the video button.
Press the video button,
Just
Tom.
click on the camera.
You're trying to join. I don't know, bro. Hold on, let me see what I can do.
I'm just gonna say press the video button and see.
Oh, hold on.
See if that goes.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. What has he done?
Where is he?
Hold on.
No, he's got the right permissions. He should be able to just join.
He's just not. It might be something on his settings. He's trying so much.
Mate, why
Pete,
did
have you got a picture of Andy C standing at your decks?
Yes.
Nice. You made a shrine. That's awesome. I love that. Yes.
I actually made this myself. Because I love Andy C that much.
Who doesn't?
Actually, do you know what? I actually
Didn't you make that in third lockdown while crying?
I actually have two Andy C's.
Of course.
I actually have two Andy C's right now.
Are you going to sell one of those?
I could give one away.
You should send one.
away.
You should send
I give one away on the stream right now. What should we do? What should we do? If someone wants an Andy C picture, what should we do?
Shall we do? That's
Can
a
you
good
send
idea.
it to me?
I'm not sending it. You can buy.
All right. Hold on. What we should do?
I'm
What we should do when we do the Q&A in a bit, we should say the best question gets sent a.
The best question. No, but that's subjective.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
subjective.
well, there's
That's
six-
like,
Yeah,
Narrow it down a bit.
but
Next question is a bit of a.
send it to me. That's pretty narrow, I think.
Send it to me.
Yeah, right?
I don't know how you could do some like prize giveaway.
What about?
I'll tell you what.
There he is.
Do you know what it was? I'm at work and the corporate internet doesn't allow it through the firewall. So
I was gonna say you look like
home hub.
I was gonna say you look like you're about to like answer some like call center like telephone
Yeah,
calls or
literally.
something.
I am.
Probably like
You look,
literally
you look like you're in Chris
your
Chris
internet
Wicken's
service
flat, mate.
providers.
Oh, where's
hilarious.
Chris? I thought Chris was going to join us today. I forgot to remind him to.
Wait, more importantly though,
Oi, is that a Nando's? Oh, who's
He's got Nando's.
joining?
Nando's
Oh,
hot
nice.
wings. You know
I
what I mean?
was gonna play like a little bit of music in the background just to like
Yeah,
you know,
good
set
shout.
the mood
Good
a little
shout.
bit. So if everyone wants to join, if anyone doesn't know, you can join what I'm this screen on the left here, and
yeah,
I will
shit.
be able to play some lovely music for you. You're also going to need to join out so that the people at home will be able to.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it makes it all like this. Oh no, that's alright. I think we could.
It's all right.
I know
it's fine.
everyone's seeing me now. We don't want that.
No, preferably not. Like,
There
mix
we
up a little bit. I'll play.
Matthew Smith says, "What's up, guys?"
Play some tunes. We'll play some tunes in the background. Yeah, I mean, going back to like a little bit of what's happened over the last few days. Like, there's just been so much like positivity. Like,
Yeah.
it has been it's been good to see.
You still get the odd
Yeah.
plum though, don't you? Going, it's not going to happen. I'm like, yeah, it's not about that. It's just about hope. Just leave it.
Yeah, it's like when England was sure that the Euros were going to be won or the World Cup. Like everybody knew it wasn't actually going to happen. But, you know,
I don't know, mate.
You might as well give them hope.
I don't know, mate.
more the plan.
you know what?
World Cup,
Everybody loved seeing it. Everybody loved seeing that passion. It was great.
That was the best summer ever. Do you remember that summer?
It was.
Sun blazing.
2018.
Oh, it was amazing. It was
Yeah.
honestly the sickest summer.
But I think Omar was right. We did get well carried away. Like, we
Yeah,
actually
but
thought
that's
we
what
were
it's
gonna fucking win
about.
it.
It's the journey,
Yeah.
not.
exactly.
It's all about the journey, not the end result. It's about that
Okay.
process, man. Trust. It was
Because
was
we're all
good.
quite unified in it as well. I think like everyone's just excited to be doing it all together and actually hanging out.
Yeah.
Just like with the football, it's like sick. It's an excuse to go to the pub again and all of that. So
I
think
think it's
as
just nice
well,
to have the
it's-
phases. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to have like even if they don't stick to it, they like to the day. At least you know that you know you've got that bit, then that bit, then that bit. You've kind of got some direction. I think that's the important.
I'm looking forward to just honestly just going to a pub and just having a beer, or
Yeah,
going to the
I miss
gym,
pints.
or
I
just
miss pints a lot.
just living normal. I guess it's like I've forgotten what that is now. To be honest with you, I'm so used to this life now. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very
I
strange.
think I've eaten half a stone worth of chicken as well.
Oh, don't. I can't
Mate.
wait till them gyms open again now.
Story of
tell
my
me
life,
about it.
man.
Yeah, get that disgusting Wetherspoon food in you. Ugh.
Mate,
Mate, no, mate,
It's
don't.
not- it's not bad.
No,
It's not
don't.
bad.
Adam will get really,
You can't
really
knock it for the
that's a
price that
touchy
you
subject,
pay,
man.
like.
That's a touchy subject.
Look, I was saying to this, like, I can't believe it's been a year since I've been in a Spoons. That's mental.
Oh,
I-
mental, mate.
I love a Spoons.
£2.80
I love a Spoons.
I went to Spoons in
That's
December
fine.
before they all shut for
as
a
well.
work
Do you know what I
lunch,
mean? My
and it
pocket's
was
been.
not bad.
Oh,
Do
I've
you,
not-
I remember we went. Do you remember that Wetherspoons we went to in Hereford, and I think we managed to get a pint in there
Just
for like
about.
£1.50 or something.
Yeah, that was pretty mad.
Where else? Where else can you get other than Wetherspoons?
£1.50.
Why we going? We're picking up Wetherspoons again. Let's just keep on another Wetherspoons.
Seems to
Another
be a
Wetherspoons
theme.
podcast.
Wetherspoon's just the one, mate.
They're sponsoring the
Simple as
stream,
that.
aren't they?
Yeah, why not?
Should we throw it out to the audience and like if anyone does have any questions
What, it's a bit
to
early,
do
isn't
like
it?
a little bit of a. Is it
Okay,
better?
this
I don't know. Well,
Yeah. We can do.
This is the dumbest question you'll ever hear, but how do I get in? How do I see the chat? This is the second time I ever opened Discord, so I don't even know how to get
Oh no,
into the chat.
it's on Facebook. So you go on Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh.
so we,
I
yeah,
have
so
Facebook, I can do that.
we are on Facebook Live right now.
Oh, swear.
No, if anyone has anyone got any other subjects that do want to?
I'm looking at the chat now.
What is it on Goatshed?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Hope so.
We are live. Don't worry.
Just get fucking messages.
Yeah, no, it's been like a positive couple of days. I think, like you're saying, like we can actually see something tangible now. Like I think that's the biggest problem with the lockdown is just never knowing when anything's going to end, and it's really like it's mentally draining, isn't it? You're just like,
Yeah.
got no idea.
Because your entire life that
Like
you
the last-
built years to make just got ripped out from under you without any perspective. That's the problem.
I think it's really influenced my music and probably other music as well. The fact that like no dances, no like chance to hear music on a rig and make that style of music that gets heard in a rave.
Do you think that's a good
Particularly, I
thing?
It is a weird time to be making music, man.
I think it's a really weird time.
Yeah. I haven't really been madly on the beat since like December or so, man. Just finding it
You're
really
making a lot
hard at the
more
moment. Just I just haven't really been in the studio at all. Just seriously lacking like all sort of motivation for tunes at the moment. So
I think I'll go through phases. I'll go through phases where it's better, and then other times where it's like demotivating, not having an end goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
well, even just like I think when you're playing at raves and stuff, it's just nice to be able to test out the new bits and stuff like that. And you're not really getting any of that sort of like, I suppose, feedback in a way. Like it's
We've got some questions coming in. We've got one from Wilson Capida. If we want to be big, we have to enter to translate into Spanish, apparently. This is a criticism.
Oh my God.
Question.
I speak Spanish.
Liam Monaghan is asking what's on the next dub pack. You know what's on the next dub pack, Liam, because you're on it. That's a cheeky question.
What is on the next dub pack?
We have a track from Liam Monaghan that's had a couple of Radio 1 plays, actually. It's fucking sick. I can play it, actually, in a bit. It's really cool. And then we've got one from High Frequencies, a friend I actually know from home. He's not very known, but I'm all about putting on like smaller artists on there as well, and it's quite a sick tune. And then we have one from Saxon as well. So that's our dub pack for next month.
So if anyone wants to sell any music to Adam is buying some music. He's buying music at the moment, just to put it out there, guys.
Yeah. Send music to me,
or any producers out there,
and I'll buy it off you. What else we got? we got. I've got Charles Reeves.
£150 a track.
What are your thoughts about the big labels and playing tunes that everyone has?
What do you think he means?
Yeah,
I think he means what do you think about playing tunes that everyone plays, like the big bangers, rather than sort of unknown?
The reason why they get, in my opinion,
that's logical, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think you need a healthy mix, don't you?
What are your thoughts about the big labels?
I think you need a healthy mix. Yeah.
You need a healthy mix of underground bangers, and then you need some also, big bang. They're big bangers for a reason because they're big bangers.
Exactly. People keep complaining about tour, but every time it's played, people still sing it.
It's true. As much as people hate it, they still sing it back. Though that's so true.
T95 loves a banger, don't you, mate?
Find a healthy balance is good, man. Healthy balance all the way.
Yeah, do you know I've gone more when I was younger. I used to be banger mixed into banger for like an hour.
Yeah,
now I actually don't really play the big bangers, but I don't know. It's I guess it's whatever you want to play.
Did anyone see that recent dubstep documentary? The one that was on YouTube. Did anyone watch it?
No.
I did back in.
It's on my list to watch.
I did back in 2011.
Did you watch it? Did you watch the dubstep documentary?
I've been meaning to watch it. I've got a whole list of things to watch, but Emma sent it to me, and it's in my little list.
There was a really good point about that. They were talking about how raves changed when the smoking ban came in, and the dubstep basically went from being like a very kind of like, you know, journey-driven set to becoming a set where people do just play bangers after bangers because they try to keep people on the dance floor, like, because you know, you think once upon a time you could just go onto a rave floor, sit in the fucking corner and just smoke and smoke and just smoke joints, and you wouldn't have to leave.
The good old
now,
days.
You know, well,
I'm joking.
now, you know, you've got, you know, I mean, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse when you're playing a set and you just see people like, oh, do you want to go for a cigarette and then walk off? And we're all guilty of it as well.
Yeah.
Especially during an energy set.
Especially, pretty much the whole overview. No, it's just nice to
whole hour-long
But how this changed DJing, because all of a sudden, you know, the way to keep people on the floor they found was that you had to play the big bangers tracks, and that was what got the reaction. That's what kept people on the dance floor, and that's where maybe it has suffered, and where like. You know, going off on a little bit of a, you know, maybe not so much on obviously the question, but that kind of thing of where these tracks do get regurgitated and DJ sets aren't as much of a journey as they once were, and maybe that is why a lot of stuff does get regurgitated. Like, I think there's certainly, like you're saying, there's a definite balance, but I think, you know, sometimes it can be a bit annoying to go.
Everyone's attention span is definitely shorter now, isn't it?
Yeah, but do you not think that translates into everything? Like, I remember when I used to, just going back to that, you know, back in the day, but I remember like you'd have a vinyl and that vinyl would be like, it'd last a long time, but now a tune you can play for like a few weeks and it just becomes old so much quicker. Like,
I think it's such a big down to the fact that there's so much new music coming out as well, man. I mean, even with just like promos that I receive, man, it's just like there's just so much to go through. Man. Like,
I swear it's even like in the last like year especially, it's just got even more. Like,
definitely.
It's got quite overwhelming. Like when I'm trying to.
The quality's definitely got better though.
Yeah, no, I do. I think
the quality. I think the quality is definitely getting better. Like from the majority.
Then a lot of stuff is sounding very similar. That's maybe like, things are well produced, but then they're not different. That's where the danger comes in. And it's, you know, and that's a tough balance.
We got a question from Curtis Holligan. Thoughts on similar names in DnB labels? What do you mean by that, Curtis? Is that like, I don't know what that means. What he exactly means by that. If you can elaborate on that, that'd be helpful. What else we got?
I think I know what he means.
What labels like?
We may know what he means.
Like something audio or something records.
Well, like
sort of thing.
Everything, something audio or something fucking records. Everything.
Can you think of two record labels that actually have like a pretty much the same name?
I
can't.
Not the same.
Like Shogun Audio and then
Engage Audio, Flex Out Audio,
Samurai Shogun. I don't know if that's the exact same way.
I think he means that most labels sign artists that make like similar music. I think he means that.
Thoughts on similar? No, I don't think. I don't know. If you can elaborate, Curtis.
Please rephrase.
Just elaborate. Just let us know what you mean, bro. We'll move on to the next one. What else we got? What music do you listen to that's not DnB? Let's start off one at a time. So let's start off with T95 down at the bottom there.
I listen to quite a bit of bass house, to be honest, which is probably a guilty pleasure.
I
think I just got a bit queasy.
And a bit of lo-fi as well. Lo-fi really me. So, but
fair.
You know, I'm a dance music guy, so yeah, it's kind of in my blood.
What about you, Riz?
Recently I've been listening to fucking shitloads of dub techno sort of esque stuff.
Well, like breaky sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
That sort of stuff. Hip hop. Yeah. Whatever's just floating my boat, man. I've got like a vibes playlist on Spotify that I just sort of flick through every now and again, which has got just an assortment of stuff, man, like from sort of funk and soul to dub tunes to reggae, just anything really.
What's been tickling your pickle recently in the last
techno for sure, and like a lot of dub techno. I've just been rinsing through, man. Just trying to find some really nice stuff with really dubby techno-esque stabs. I'm a sucker for those sort of sounds. So just trying to, because I never really, like up until sort of like a year or so ago, I never really sort of delved into that side of things, and I've been I originally started listening to like floating points, and then from like floating points, I was just gone on this like sort of, I guess, tangent into this more harder stuff. And it's good, man. Been really enjoying it.
I can't listen to 140 anymore because otherwise it makes me think of Outlook Festival, and then I just get sad.
I do really
listen to it now, and then you can get excited.
I've never really got massively into
now. What about you, Desby?
I've really been into like some French dub recently, so like Bigger Ranks, Generation. That's kind of been my vibe recently, and I've been listening to a lot more Gardner as well. Between the drum and bass and dub vibe, but that's been the energy that I've been on recently. So that's good. I like it. There's a lot of stuff coming out as well at the moment that like is a DnB that is also really good. So definitely an eye out on stuff like that.
Lies. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than DnB.
There's nothing better than DnB, but there is some other good stuff coming out.
Do you know what I listen to today? I just listen to like classical and shit soundtracks because I like most of my DnB is all like business now, so I just need something to focus. So usually I don't listen to DnB unless it's like the evening or I want to like cook or something. So I like
classical, really.
Yeah, because like it's not that. It's just if I listen to like, cause I really like hip hop. If I listen to hip hop, I end up just fucking walking around my kitchen bopping to it. Do you know what I mean? Or if I listen to drum and bass, I get energy and I stand up. So like classical is just it's the perfect thing just to focus my brain. It stops all like the distractions around me, and then so it's just a functional thing really more than anything. Pete, what about you, mate?
I literally don't listen to anything else other than DnB, so...
It's overview.
I don't have time.
Literally overview.
What about...
All I do is just listen to overview. I listen to On-Site, repeat. I listen to On-Site at least 3 times a day. Usually when I'm going through shit. And I just listen to On-Site. I'm just like, yes.
I thought you listened to like Flux Pavilion to like relax.
Yeah, a bit of Skrillex,
yeah.
bit of Dr. P.
I went and saw Muzzy the other day from a socially distanced way, and he was playing Mindset, which is pretty cool for you, Riz.
Yeah, Dom sent me the video of that, man. Yeah, I was vibing on that. To be fair, that was cool.
Yeah,
cool. I noticed Annex played it on their stream.
I think he's supporting it in his set, so.
Sick.
Yeah, I saw that with Jakes. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's always good to see some heads playing the new stuff, man. So yeah, especially from like guys that have been like pretty influential to me over the years, especially like Annex. I used to
exactly. Yeah.
So we might have some big news to announce about Annex soon.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say it.
I've heard about this.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Maybe.
I'm obviously not in.
That's it. That's what you get.
Imagine saying that if you had nothing planned. Just you know, maybe got a track with Snoop Dogg later this year. Maybe.
He's actually done a dub version of On-Site.
We have to put it to Elmar. Elmar, what music have you been listening to recently that is not drum and bass?
Well, I try actually not to listen to drum and bass unless I have to, because it's just drum and bass constantly for work, So I try to keep it's all about metal.
Yeah.
I came up with metal, mate. So on top of putting metal in all of my music, I just listen to it a lot, and I like to listen to techno, and I'm addicted to Lana Del Rey. She's fantastic.
She is great. I love that. She is
every
great.
single thing musically, just yes, my queen. Oh.
Such a sad girl.
Yeah, I feel like a sad girl listening to her. That's what
she. We can all just like embrace our inner sad girl by listening.
This is it, but sometimes you have to keep you sane.
Lana...
You just have to sit in a corner, cry, not shower for a week, and then step out of it.
Lonnie Moles says, "Has anyone got the link to the doc?" I don't.
I was actually gonna.
Is that 999? I don't know.
Please make sure that you do watch this documentary after.
Documentary.
Yes.
I thought she wanted like the doctor's number. Let's give her.
Like, are you having a heart attack? You shouldn't be on Facebook.
The documentary is actually called "All My Homies Hate Skrillex." That's actually the title of the documentary.
I think I've actually seen that advertised. You know,
I've seen loads of people post
comprehensive history about it, and like the rise and the fall of it in a lot of respects. Like, you know, 1 minute it was there, then the next minute everyone hated it. I'll popped a link into the chat for anyone that does want to watch it.
So
obviously, please do watch afterwards.
We got Curtis to clarify his question. So he said, "Sorry, I meant, do you think it's wrong for labels to call themselves a similar name to already existing labels within the same genre?"
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, but that's the same. That's the same.
That's
the same with everything, though. Like you wouldn't, you know.
It's just like research, isn't it? You just like.
Yeah.
You like things here, you know, when you start.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to call yourself like the exact same thing as Coca-Cola, do you? If you're going to make Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola come in like, I remember when Richard Branson tried to start his own. They tried to start Virgin Cola, and they like came in and just like they actually went into the shops and took it off the shelves. Like that's how brutal Coca-Cola were. Like this is our market. You're not coming in. And yeah,
it's like someone calling themselves like T94, isn't it? You'd be like, mate.
Right, I'm actually just going to go check SoundCloud right now.
To be fair, there's a guy called T98, and I'm pretty sure I came after him.
Oh shit! Has he given you any Aggie messages?
No, he's messaged me asking if I want him to change his name, which is actually pretty nice, to be fair. But I'm not going to make him change.
I've actually got a funny story. Well, not a funny story, but when Goast
a T98 DMB. Oh my god!
When Watershed first started out, I had some random guy from where was he from? I don't want to get the country wrong, so I'm not going to say. But it was like Eastern European, and his name was Scar, and then Scar from Metalheads. He like messaged our page like saying, "Can you like?" And a big beef about getting this guy to change his name. And I was like, "Look, I'm not a DJ. I'm not his manager. You're gonna have to message him." And it was just a bit awkward. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird situation to be in. Which is fair enough. I got where he was coming from. Someone had kind of stolen his name, but it was a bit of a weird one, really.
Hello. There's something to it.
Oh, it's Mandy. Big up.
Hey, darling.
I think the only thing if you search T95 is a tank. It's either a tank or me.
It does.
It's a Russian tank.
I was gonna say it does sound like a weapon from like Modern Warfare or something.
It's a Russian tank. Yeah.
Speaking of Russians, there's this Russian piano player with the exact same name as Korsakov, and he died like 80 years ago. We've been trying to sue him over using our name, but we can't get in touch with these people. That sucks. Yeah, in fact, he's even on Beatport. This guy with his fucking piano stuff. He died.
Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov.
Yeah.
He looks pretty famous. I'm not gonna lie. That's not. That's not just like a little composer. That's like a very famous.
Now he's I think he's part of like the Big Five or something. It was some Russian. Yeah. It was like him or someone else. It was him, Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, and
I love Russian classical.
Yeah, we've been trying to sue him, but he's been dead for 80 years, so that's not really taken off well, you know.
But no, I think seriously, like I think if you are going to start a brand, if you are going to start an alias, you really do have to do your research.
Yeah, definitely.
So that you don't end up stepping on any toes or. Yeah,
I think it does you a lot of favors as well. A lot of like you gain respect from people from having something that's not based on someone else or similar to someone else.
Avoid it.
Obviously,
not even get into it.
Apart from the obvious one, which was obviously a big issue earlier last year, is there any others that we know of that have kind of just copied someone's name and just not done much about it?
Well, yeah,
you've got Coven, like. And they never really showed it.
Yeah, Coven.
You've got Phase, and there's Phase 2 as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's another one.
Face as well is like, but then they will just like get on with it.
Yeah.
But then,
I think it can work quite well for like promotional perspectives on both sides. Like, people are searching my name, but yours comes up, but they both come up. If that makes sense. Like,
It's different. I think if you're coming in and you're having, the exact same name, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it really when I'm trying to because obviously we deal with a lot of artists. I try and find them if your name's like too generic, you can never find it on search. It comes up with like everything else that's not related to drum and bass. So I would say if you are going to pick your name, make sure it's not something really common. Otherwise, you'll just get lost in the search engine and you can never be found.
Isn't that why Signal changed his name to Manu? It was just
correct. I believe so.
Imagine how audio feels. When we started out, there wasn't really thing as Google, but now there's Google, and now audio is still called audio. He must feel proper shafted by technology at this point. If you can't Google that guy, it's not going to happen for you.
It's true.
I mean, I can't talk because my DJ name is Energy. So
yeah, that's going to be.
Only the biggest energy.
I didn't really take that advice
Sponsored by Red Bull. Did your Red Bull fridge come, by the way?
My fridge hasn't turned up, but I've got like quite a serious amount of Red Bull turned up.
Good.
Good.
I think it's going to take me like a few years to actually be able to drink it. Like
I've got
quite a serious
cases of it. I've got fucking so much of it.
We should really have some of it in the background right now. I should really be like plugging it. Nah.
How we doing, man? Anyway, new stream entry. Yeah, you good? How was your day of work?
It was okay. I'm glad it's over.
How excited are you for events coming back, though?
Oh my god, I am so excited. I nearly cried happy tears. I think I did actually cry a little bit. Was it yesterday we found out, or the day before? But yeah, I was very excited.
It is.
Yeah.
It's been
Gotta stay positive.
It's been a lot of shit online. I mean, I avoid it all. I never get involved with any of that crap. But it's nice to see a clear change in just attitude, and everyone's just like.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely helps that the sun's out now as well.
Yeah,
I think so as well.
It's actually been hot. I went to the shop with my t-shirt the other day. It's like fucking. Global warming.
I woke up and sat in the garden with a tea the other morning. It was so nice. It was sunshine.
We went from the biggest pack of snow in like 30 years to having 24 degrees outside.
It's not real snow. You can't burn it. It's not real.
Fucking. I saw that today. I saw the link. I was like, nope, not clicking it. I'm not even going to.
I don't. Is it just I don't know. It's weird, man. This shit. People. Who's this? Oh, we got a. Oh, no, Oh, we've got. Whoa, we got a big question. This is.
He's just winding up his internet.
I might need some sort of guide to go through this. All right. In reference to the demo tune sounding the same, do you think it's a vicious cycle, as each label generally has an identity/sound? So a producer would likely send only what sound like things on the label, and in the case of a favorite label, probably aspires to make that sound. I make random stuff in DnB sometimes, but I wouldn't think it sounds too far from the labels I'm sending to this anyway. Probably the reason why things sound similar. Not sure how you break that unless you have weight of a name once it's started. I'm not really sure what that says at the end, but I think
there's an element that's probably like the same between labels. I think there's like something, but it's not necessarily like, the whole vibe has to be that. I don't think that it's...
That definitely depends on the label, because I know that there's definitely labels around that will make an artist change like half their tune just because the label manager wouldn't play it otherwise. So that's why some labels, without naming them, all that shit, let's face it, it's just the same, basically.
Yeah, but
the label manager wants to like make his DJ library bigger. That's what happens.
Don't they say there's never an original idea though? So everything, I guess that's why you have phases of sounds, because everyone gets inspired by things.
Yeah, definitely.
You're always taking inspiration from like creating this sort of just like combining loads of different ideas, isn't it? Really, like all the time, I feel.
Yeah, that's it. Like you say, like combining the ideas to make something that maybe hasn't been done before.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, to take things in a new way. Like, for off the top of my head, I probably would say someone like Waze, who came in with that kind of middle ground between sort of minimal tech and foghorn DnB, and it was quite. It hadn't been really big. There was a few people kind of doing it, but he, again, there was a few people that went through and did something of a time when merging a few different sounds. I think going on the point that obviously the guy said about, you know, things sounding similar. Like, I think that's it. It's like, and I think that can be the difficult thing. Is like, you have a lot of people send music in that does sound similar, and be of a high standard, but it is this kind of 10% that is on top of the music, and it's almost quite difficult to even advise what to be able to do, like, that actually separates that from a lot of people. Like, you know, there's a lot of good people that make, you know, solid music, but then to make something that is truly like that next stage, that's a real challenge. And you know, that comes from, you know, the creativity of the ideas, and obviously the, you know, the production levels, and doing something that is done in a certain way, but then is a bit different. And that's, but it's really hard. You know, it's really hard to do that. And, you know, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of working at it. And that's just, you know, again, from like, I see it in terms of what we would take for the label, and that's what we look for. We look for stuff that really does have that extra 10-15% on top of it, that really does stand out from the rest.
There is
sorry.
No, go on, Mandy.
Going on from that, Pete, like, I really agree with everything that you've said. For anyone that doesn't know, I do A&R for Bowie Audio, and we release a lot of like quite techie minimal stuff. And there are so many people trying to make that sound at the moment. And I think it's important to sort of develop your own identity, but also think about having a really key or feature element in your tracks that make it stand out for the rest. Because I get so many things that they're great tracks, you know, technically they're brilliant, but you want to have something that's gonna make the person listening go, oh wow, or like, oh my god, remember that little weird sound in that.
Yeah, you've got to have a resonant sound. I think you've got to have a resonant.
Super hard to make as well, man. Just to actually get that vibe there, and to have something that is standing out, that isn't just a normal sort of like everyday run of the mill like minimal track is really difficult. I find it I find it's definitely the most difficult type of drum and bass for me to make, 100%.
Yeah, like, another issue that you. Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
All the time in the world.
In regards to like minimal tunes, like one standout tune is Red Drum source code, and there's just this cowbell, and it does like this doof, 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 and then it like switches, and it's like only there for like 2 bars, and then it's not in the rest of the tune. Like, that's how you know that that's an identity stamp for me. Like little noises like that.
Something like that. Good example.
We got a question here from Dan Lloyd. If you could choose any rave anywhere for your first one back, where would you choose and why? To play at or just rave, whatever. Who wants to answer that one?
Of course, I would have stand in the crowd. Yes.
Go in turn.
Elmo, you're not going to say anything else,
Are we saying for playing at a rave or for going to a rave?
Either one, he says. You can answer whatever, whichever way you like.
I don't know.
I think going to.
I do what again. I just want to stand there and like, fuck yeah, yes, and just hug people, and then get annoyed when they try to hug me, and then, you know.
I think the first place I will go to is probably the Volks in Brighton. It's not like
of course it will. Of course it will, Pete. Of course it will.
Anywhere else to go, to be honest.
I know, you know, it's not like the biggest, most spectacular club in the world, but it's home. I think that's like. Yeah. I think that's
family vibe,
isn't it? You know, go to your home club.
I think
place that we feel most comfortable in a way.
Plonk me in the middle of Fabric on a players' night, and I'll be happy. Like, real talk, no bullshit.
Ice House night.
Sadly, most of the clubs of my fondest memories in are all closed now. Sad times.
I think that would be good. I don't know where else. Maybe a good festival would be good.
I can't wait for a festival, man. I'm much more of a. I like kind of that more just experiencing, walking around, listening to tunes.
Sun and bass.
Yeah,
man.
Sun and bass.
Things for me.
Such a vibe, man. I love that place.
Have you guys ever been to Liquidity? And that's probably the one that I would pick right now, just for the vibes. Everybody's just constantly.
I've never been.
I've heard good things about Electricity.
I've heard great things. Yeah.
A few of my mates.
Yeah.
So you just go there to be there, you know. It doesn't even matter who plays. Well, it's just sort of the same for every festival, but the vibe is just something different, you know.
Outlook Festival for me, like the boat parties and everything, like Outlook.
Yeah, man.
It's not like it's hard to explain the vibe.
The sound systems just take
the sound systems are crazy.
So good, man. Like that last one. Well, was it 29? Yeah, it would have been 2019 with the Void stage with like North Quarter versus 1985 music.
Yeah.
I was
there. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there, man.
So was I.
Probably like one of the best nights of drum and bass I think I've ever been to in my life. It was just so sick. Yeah, amazing.
No, I think I'd like to go E1 again as well if E1's open still.
I've never been.
Oh yeah, me neither.
They've got like the speakers that are like concreted in, so the sound just like pushes forward, and the decks are on top of there, and like it's rad. You can literally feel the warmth in front of the bass.
I love Ministry of Sound for that. Like Ministry of Sound's rig and the speakers in the floor.
That sound system
ridiculous.
In the main stage
it's ridiculous.
Thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, good in there, man.
It's the rumblers in the floor. The rumblers in the floor are crazy.
Yeah, exactly,
they're like, whoa. Yeah.
That
I want to feel that through my chest.
Oh. You almost accept paying £7 for like a small beer there.
It's got to be warm as well.
I can't wait to hear the rattle of bolts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And it's in plastic.
I was going to say we may have some exciting news to announce.
All this always this maybe shit with you, Pete, isn't it? It's teasing it.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's the announcement ones that.
Oh, don't.
This is the announcement of the announcement.
Pre-announcement of the announcement. Yeah,
I hate that. That's what I hate. People go announcement at 6 p.m. and it's like 5:45. You're like,
I have to say I'm also one of the people that just don't understand that whole sort.
You're wasting because you do this big status, so like all of your timeline capital just goes to that, and then when you do your actual status, no one gives a fuck. Because like always, I know it's exciting. I know you want to like tell people, but just announce everything with a link to whatever you want people to buy.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. It's about building hype, mate. It's about building the hype. Like, you want to get as much out of that content as you possibly can.
Pete writing a status. Is 500 words enough? No.
You love that. Don't say you don't. You love a good.
I used to be prone to a long status. I can't be fucked anymore. I'm bored. We've got some responses to that question though. We've got people saying Outlook, Printworks. Printworks is closing.
I've never been to Printworks.
It's not closing.
Well, did they get funding?
Well, from what
they got funding, they got funding.
But I heard, I may be wrong. I'm not an expert. I heard Printworks was only a temporary building anyway, because it's all getting developed into flats. They just had the venue as a temporary event space for a few years. So it's been like 2 years of lockdown. It can't be.
I really want to go before it shuts.
It's sick. It's definitely one to.
The visuals, some of the visuals that you see, man, are just.
It's next level, man. Mate, where you had that running man, mate, that looked fucking rad. Fuck.
That was for the Metalhead show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked ridiculous.
So
I'm really gassed now. I'm just like, come on. It won't be long.
Yeah, we have holograms a few times at Korsakov. When I saw that running man, I was like,
You've seen that? There's that clip, wasn't there, of Afterlife of that techno track. It was just looked amazing. It was just that fucking thing, and it was.
Have you seen the dubstep graphics? Like the dinosaur that's behind Eptic or something? Is it Eptic?
Oh mate, yeah.
Oh my god, that is madness. That is madness.
That's crazy.
Those visuals are nuts.
Just getting a beer. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, there's only one person that has better visuals than Excision on the planet, I think, and that's Eric Prince. Like his visual show is like $100 grand alone every show. He's got like the entire. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he's got like this entire hologram cube filling out the stage, like storms just. Oh, dude.
Mate, no, just put a banner at the back, mate. Just a black banner with the logo on, mate.
It's a short machine.
All it is, man.
Stick a few
Those crappy little
posters
disco
behind,
balls.
and that'll be enough.
That's it. What more do you need? We don't have any more questions. If anyone in the chat does want to ask us some more questions, we are open right now.
In the meantime, I'd like to get back on that label question earlier, because I think it's quite hard for a label to get like a really good fan base if the stuff that comes out isn't at least a little bit consistent. So if you do Neuro the one time and then Liquid and then Jump Up, people are gonna be like, dude, you know, it's really hard to build up a fan base that way as well. That's another. The more you are original, the harder it's going to be to actually build up a fan base.
That's the hardest bit about me making music is I find it hard to stick to one subgenre.
Well, that's a good thing, because then you don't have to stick to one label. You know, you can just do it on a variety of labels. There's always a label that's going to find it unless it's completely shit. That's the way I see it. Like if it's
true.
It can be original. If it's good, it'll always get signed by some idiot. You know. That's
Some idiot. Somebody's going to sign your music. Don't give up.
Good
motivation. Good pep talk.
It's true though. It is true. I think someone will sign it if it's the right vibe.
If there's not a label on the planet that wants to sign your music, then you might want to revisit what you make.
Yeah.
You know, that has to be some
Just wait. I think there's something to be said in waiting.
Well, nobody wanted to sign Shakespeare. He still smashed it.
Yeah, that's it.
Nobody wanted to sign Shakespeare. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
I have no idea. I've got a. Hey, I could have completely made this up, but I swear, like, he was just shunned at for being like fucking dumb, and then he smashed it. But anyway,
he used to shot outside, and then.
Mate, I tell you what. That's one thing I would say about Shakespeare, mate. He fucking smashed it, mate.
Big up Shakespeare.
Imagine when he started coming up with all these new names. These parents were like, "Why are you talking like that?"
Yeah, I was going to say inventing words and shit.
Shut up! Why are you talking like that?
The guy that invented the word swag, he was the original person with swag.
He invented the word swag.
Yeah, swagger. I think swagger. I'm pretty sure that Shakespeare actually was the first dude to ever use that word in a poem or something.
Do you reckon on his school report card it said, "Please try harder"? Anyway.
It's like
room for improvement.
Not Picasso.
English grade C.
Van Gogh as well. Van Gogh, he never made a penny in his life.
Exactly. Oh
died,
no!
No.
Oh no!
What have we done, Adam?
No. Oh boy.
He's knocked over the grinder.
We had some seepage. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Let the record state, I just googled it, that Shakespeare actually invented the word swagger. Unless my Dutch Google lies to me.
Yeah, no. I'm saying he also invented elbow. He actually invented the word elbow.
How did people take stuff out of their closet
They
before
didn't. They just used their teeth. Back then.
Really? Who invented those?
He also invented the word bandit, critic, lackluster, and lonely.
I bet he really regretted.
What have you done with your life? What have you done with your life? Look at all these words I've just invented and like everyone uses now. Maybe we should invent a word tonight.
I was literally saying, I was about to say that. Yeah, we need to invent a new word. And
what is it about this drum and bass day as well, being on like the 17th of April?
Why? What's
wrong
with
that?
Yeah, I saw that.
No. I've just seen it. I didn't know much about it. I've just seen it being posted.
There's a petition, isn't there? I've not signed it.
National Drum and Bass Day.
Red Bull emailed me about it, saying that they had something to do with it. I'm not really sure.
17th of April, yeah, supposedly Worldwide Drum and Bass Day.
17th of the 4th, 174.
I mean, like, the government don't really like the music industry. I don't know if they're going to support it.
Boris, we want to
Hey guys, we've got a really serious question, probably the most important question of the evening. What's the best pizza in your individual opinions?
Oh my god.
This
salami, 100%.
Right, now one at a time.
Adam, come on, do some moderating here, Adam. Do some moderating.
Right, we'll start off with Rizzle. He seems the most frothy.
I am a bit of a pizza expert. I literally
he likes
one
a good
about
pizza.
10 minutes ago. So, yeah, it's got to be pepperoni or salami, man. 100%.
Is that it?
Basically.
You're not going to talk about the crust. You're not going to talk about the base.
It's got to be a double decadent.
Like, it's a given. It's got to be like thin. It's got to be like thin crust, like proper Italian style. Yeah.
All right. Do you know? I'm not impressed.
Although I am guilty to like a.
I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed at all. I'm not impressed. Not impressed. Next. Who's next? Tom.
Yeah, I think double decadence thin pizza, like pepperoni passion from Domino's, like thin. So it has the lemon and herb.
Into any
if you think that the best pizza is
all right.
Sorry.
All right, hey Pete, boot him out the stream. Out.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, my go. My perfect pizza. It's got to be stone baked, right? It's got to have that nice, crusty, almost like bitty crust, you know, full spot. And then I'd probably have some mozzarella, mushrooms, olives, and jalapenos. And then if I'm feeling a bit, you know, adventurous, a bit of feta on there is just unreal.
I take mine back. Mine was shit. Mine was shit. I take mine back.
That is a pizza.
Go again at the end. I'm gonna go again at the end.
Pizza, mate.
I'm definitely with you on the stone oven. It's 4 cheeses with some gorgonzola, some spicy peppers, and some spicy salami. That's my go-to pizza.
Everyone loves a salami, don't they?
It's the
one.
I grew up a pescatarian, so it's like that processed meat. Just that's not for me. Not really.
Right. So pineapple pizza, yes or no?
No,
I don't. I mean,
Yes.
I'll eat it if I was hungry. Someone's like, "Do you want some pizza?"
If the only bit left on like a buffet or whatever, then yeah, you go for it. But yeah, other than that,
I'd never order it, but I've had it. You know, especially. You know, you used to smoke a spliff when you're younger, you're hungry, fucking give me that pineapple pizza, I eat the whole fucking lot. Right?
I'll be picking that pineapple. I'm not gonna fucking
just eat it, man. All right, Mandy, come on. What's your selection?
Well, I'm vegan, so vegan cheese.
Yeah, you know Domino's is vegan cheese. Its standard pizza is vegan cheese.
Yeah, I had one like a couple of months ago because I like to try when the new vegan pizzas come out, and it was okay. But
no,
yeah,
I mean, the cheese in Domino's, like just generally, is not real cheese. It's pretend cheese, but the base is
vegan.
Yeah, so all the cheese is vegan, but the bases aren't, which I think is a bit dumb. They might as well just make.
It's made out of leaves.
Yeah, if you look at the, I didn't believe it. My mate was going on about this, and I was like, "Bro, you're just chatting shit." Google it. It's not actually bullshit. It's not bullshit.
It sounds like Domino's. It sounds like something.
Yeah, but they like advertise the vegan one like separately to the normal one.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Look,
I'm a skeptic. I was like, mate, you're chatting shit, and he proved it to me. Like Domino's don't use real cheese. It's like processed crap. Google it.
Oh.
Let's get it up, Pete. You got the screen. Come on. Let's see emails, mate.
Oh.
No, I don't.
He's being told off. Yeah, come on, mate. Get it up.
I don't like pineapple pizzas.
I'm surprised Pete hasn't played an overview tune yet. We've been in there how long?
I'm literally playing one right now. Should we turn it up?
No.
There we go. Look, we turn it up. There we go. Banger.
Oh, I'm going to Google this.
I get carried away.
None of us can hear it, by the way.
Pizza cheese.
Yeah, you got to join my shared screen.
I can't hear shit.
Adam, were you actually joining at that point or not? You were. Join the live stream. We're going to talk.
I want pizza now.
I want pizza.
Guys.
What about mate? What about your favourite pizza? Where are we going?
Pete, you need to send me this tune.
Oh, it's such a banger.
Do you know what? Yeah. I've just looked it up. It looks like I was chatting shit. It's just cheese.
Should I be hearing something? I can't hear anything.
It was all lies, everyone.
Join the top left like screen where I'm streaming. I'm streaming live.
Yeah, clear.
I've got all of them open with that still playing. Right. Don't know how.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
There you go. So we can all vibe out and listen to music.
Brilliant.
Oh, what's your favourite takeaway pizza? Out of interest.
Pineapple.
Like get like a good.
Like a brand. Like what's your favourite like brand?
Nah, don't go to brand. Go to
New York.
New York. Authentic Italian, like Napoli's, like sort of.
I don't mind the Papa John's. I love their garlic butter. It gets me excited.
That
Never
fucking
had
garlic butter
Too
sauce
sickly
is
for me,
next
it's
level.
too
To be
sickly
fair,
for me.
the
Garlic
garlic butter
butter
sauce is
from
the
Pizza
one,
Express.
man.
Garlic butter from Pizza Express.
Did anyone see that? There was that video that someone had where in their Papa John's pizza, they left the pizza like like the tray that you get for a pizza that you usually put underneath it, and it came with it, but it was like black.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And then she tried to clean it, and she tried like every way possible to try.
Oh
and
no,
clean
she
it.
did eventually, didn't she? But it took
No,
like.
no, it didn't. No.
What do you expect though? What do you expect?
I mean, if you've eaten Papa John's, you're probably not going to die from COVID. Let's be honest.
Protected against
Oh, people are bigging up the pineapple in the chat. By the way, people.
My boys, my girls.
Or make it subscribers only in the chat.
Emma has said, Pete, order pizza.
I actually might order a pizza.
I want one as well.
Who
Try not to eat pizza.
We just order everyone pizzas. Adam on the Goast account. We'll do a pizza right now.
All right. When we actually have events back and we're not piss poor, then that's an option. We'll do that. We'll order everyone pizza. Not today.
Vibes.
Are you going to do a Goat Shed event in Bristol, Adam?
Maybe.
Yay!
He's gonna do a Goat Shed event in every single city that he can possible.
We've got about 4 lined up.
Was that a tease or was that not a tease?
No, we've got.
This the announcement.
This is the pre-announcement.
Well, we've got one. We've got a couple in Bristol we're discussing. We've got a couple in London. We've got potentially Brighton and potentially Southampton at the moment.
Ooh,
nice.
But they're all very potentials. We're not rushing into anything, so don't worry. It's all good.
You're not missing out yet.
I might be moving to
It's
Brighton.
exciting. Oh.
Potentially in a few months. We'll see.
Goast Shed takes over the world.
He's missing you, Pete. That's why, mate.
That's the plan. Yeah. That is the plan. Why not, eh?
Yeah.
Why not take over the world?
Has anyone actually got a booking yet?
No.
Yeah, a lot.
Sad face.
A lot.
Have you not?
I have a gig rescheduled, and I have a potential festival booking.
Do you know, one thing I've seen is everyone like posting how much they're getting booked. It's like not 90%. That's bollocks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm like, why am I not getting all these messages?
Bollocks. No chance.
Yeah, I don't think that's
I'm
true.
going to New Zealand in September. That's going to be dope.
Oh, you actually?
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. I was actually going to go last May, but then people started coughing on one another, and the rest is history. In fact, we had like an entire world tour with Korsakov shows planned, and that got evaporated a month before we were going to announce all this stuff. Especially with the label side. Yeah, we were going to do the US and stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, my ass would probably be in New Zealand, but Lord knows what's going to happen, This year? Whew. But yeah, definitely most people that are like, yeah, I have many bookings. Bullshit. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
All of these people all have a lot of bookings. No.
Lani, in the chat, what is the ingredients you've just put up? Because that's terrifying.
Yeah, I saw that too. That looks like...
Ingredients: water, coconut oil, modified potato starch, salt, yeast extract, dried yeast.
It's probably the cheese. It's probably the cheese from Domino's, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
That's grim.
Where is this?
Just in the comments.
I personally couldn't care if I put that poison in.
Someone's calling us out in the chat. We're gonna say that.
The cheese has milk in. It's not vegan.
What?
That's what Lana just said. The cheese has milk in.
Milk is not vegan.
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like natural. It's natural from that's vegan, isn't it, man?
Oh my days. Are you smoking crack?
What the fuck?
It's not got any meat in it.
Oh my god, are you fucking mad?
Huh?
You can't be serious right now.
I think he had...
Okay.
Are you serious?
Just say you're trolling. Just say you're trolling.
Yeah.
It will save you the embarrassment.
I thought eggs are vegan as well, right?
Oh,
we had this chat in our COD group the other day. Yeah.
You have a COD group. Am I in your COD group?
You're in the COD group.
Oh yeah. I muted it ages ago, mate. I fucking eggs. Like every 5 seconds.
It's just us sending egg emojis to each other all the time.
And like just occasionally just a fried egg just thrown in there that someone's whipped up for breakfast.
Sometimes you might someone might scramble.
Oh no, we played Warzone last night, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
That was good fun. We should do it after. We don't know.
Yeah, I need to hit you boys up some Warzone because I'm a keen Warzone player as well. So.
Oh mate, let's get on it.
Yeah.
Pete's like, stop talking about COD on my podcast. Alright, I reckon we should do story time. I think that's a good segment. We should all take turns and tell an interesting story about ourselves or an experience or fucking anything you want. I don't give a shit.
I might say one about Elmar that he won't know.
Oh.
God. What did I do now?
And it involves me meeting him. It involves me meeting him.
I thought you said mating him.
When did I ever? Oh shit! When did I ever?
No. Nothing bad.
Oh.
I met you at a Viper night with Muzzy.
When was I at a Viper night with Muzzy?
You were there with Assad, and you were there with. We went to a pub before. We went to the pub before. And I met you there.
In London,
yeah, when you were in London.
The Liverpool game.
Yeah.
Salah scored that only goal.
There we go.
I'm sorry, I have no recollection.
Mate, it's fine. I think that was like one of the first times I went along with Muzzy to one of his shows. So yeah, there we go. That's an interesting story.
There you go. I met you.
Yeah, that's great. When was that? 2017 or something? I have.
Yeah, maybe 17, maybe even 16. I don't know. Yeah, 17 or 16. But yeah.
Mad.
I got lost with that.
Do you know what, bruv? Can you just tell that story again? It was.
Oh.
All right.
Fuck you.
Anyone else? Anyone else got an interest? Preferably more interested in that one.
No pressure. No pressure then.
Anyone? Mandy, you had a good story about a burrito last time, I'm sure. So was that you?
Well, I have some stories about like I'm quite an Orkies person, so like I've met 2 of my drum and bass idols, and I've like really embarrassed myself in front of them. So I met Audio when he was playing a gig in Adelaide, and I went to shake his hand and I poked him in the eye, and he looked at me with the most intense anger, like, get away from me, you crazy girl.
That's fucking great.
How did you do that?
That's a long way away from
I've got.
I wasn't even drunk, and I was like, I'm just really clumsy. So yeah, there's that. And I met Mephius when he was at my friend Paul's house, and I've lost my voice because I've been at Fabric the night before, and just wasn't feeling great the next day. And I was trying to talk to him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying," and I'm like, "No." That was really embarrassing.
I've got a pretty ridiculous story about completely right. So I was, 20, 21, and I was really into my DJ, and I was supporting a club night, my mate's club night in St Albans, and on this particular show I was the warm-up DJ. We used to take it in turns, and so I played like my warm-up set and got fucking smashed, obviously, and Shimon was headlining, and I can't remember much, but we was on stage, Shimon was shelling it, and this is when CDJs were like ancient, they were like grey I think back then. And I'm on stage and I'm fucking having it with my, do you know what I mean? And my beer goes all over the CDJ.
Oh no.
While Shimon's mixing. Now, I don't remember anything else. That's my memory gone. What people have...
Did he bang you clean out?
So apparently what happened, because I just woke up in my house with these 2 girls drawing on my face, and there was like 100 people there. We were having a big party. I was like, yeah! But apparently what happened, I went back, because I was wearing one of the promoters' t-shirts. I went backstage to get my t-shirt and went to clean the deck. As I cleaned the deck, it rewound the track mid-blend, stopped the track while he was mixing, and then the CDJ wouldn't turn back on, and there was only 2, so the whole night had to be stopped early.
Killer.
You know,
so what, they stopped the whole night and everyone went home.
I think so. I can't remember. I have to speak to my mate about it. But no, honestly, and I didn't speak to this guy, my mate Matt, because it was his night. He's fuming at me for a long time. And then, you know him, Matt Freeman, Mandy. This was Matt Freeman's night. Yeah. And about a year later, I think we ended up talking again. But it was, it's pretty orcs. That's my funny story. It's funny because I was dealing with Shimon, obviously, for Stay at Home 3, and I was wondering, I bet he has no idea who I am or what I did. It's pretty funny.
It's like if you seen, I'm sure we've all seen the video. It's everyone's there's this festival, and there's that guy that jumps on stage, and he jumps on stage, he pulls the decks down with him. Have you seen that? At least you weren't that guy. You weren't that guy.
What a twat, though. What a twat. Imagine that.
Kicking off at you, isn't it? So you weren't that guy, so that's,
No.
well done.
Yeah, at least you're second to worst to that. It's not the absolute worst thing to happen. Anyone else?
On the bright side.
I'm trying to think of one that doesn't involve ruining a career.
Yeah, I don't think I DJ'd. I was DJ Slevin then. I don't think I ever used that name again. That was it. Done.
I got one of it was one of my early days raving in Brighton, and it was a hospitality night at an old club called Digital, and I got really pretty fucked up. Good. It was a really good club. It was a really good club back in the day, but I got really fucked up.
We used to have one of the best sound systems in Brighton, didn't it? Where it was digital.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was really, really good. And basically, it was high contrast that was headlining. And bearing in mind, I'd taken a few things and drunk a bit by that point, and I saw high contrast at the back. He was standing at the back, watching the crowd. And I was I just got into my drum and bass. I was I know who that is. That's high contrast. Thinking I was all cool. And I went over to him and said, basically said hello. And then I asked him, I was oh, mate, what time you on? Being all oh, yeah, all cool. And he'd already played, and I was that fucked up that I actually had no idea that he'd actually even been on.
It was Logan D or something.
And he was no, it was just mate, I've already played, and just gave me the biggest look of fuck off, mate. I was just
oh dear.
You fuck off, get out of here.
I actually do have a really funny story, but it didn't happen to me. It's a story that someone told me. I can tell that one. These guys, they were playing in Japan or something. I don't somewhere far. And they were and they apparently played in this club where there wasn't really a backstage, and to go to the toilet you'd have to go through the crowd, but it was completely jam-packed with people. So one of the guys that was DJing had to go to the toilet really bad, and I was I'm not gonna make it through this crowd, so I need to piss somewhere right now. So he decided to piss in the speaker. Because it was the thing is, it was right then, right there. He was drinking all day, and he was I can't. It's either in my pants or not in my pants, and I'm not wetting myself just yet. So he did that, but apparently it wasn't the speaker; it was the smoke machine, which then went off, and the smoke machine apparently shot piss.
Oh my god, mate!
You could have made that up.
That's probably the best story I ever heard. That I can tell without ruining a career.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cut him out. Who was it? You do have to wonder though sometimes how these guys do. It's always that joke, isn't it? Andy C doing a 6-hour set.
Well, I've had to piss in the bottle before. Just run behind the stage and piss in the bottle and come back. Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just have to piss yourself. Sometimes you just have to.
I think I can actually.
There's nothing else I can do right now. I'm just gonna have to piss.
Pete, saying something. Oh, sorry. Yeah, whose story time is it? Go on.
No, you missed a really good story actually. You missed a really.
Sorry, I had to say goodnight to my daughter. Sorry.
That's all good.
What you gonna ask?
So me and Pete have been discussing the last a couple of days ago about trying to beat a streaming world record of some sort, and Pete wants us to do a 60-hour stream of us two not sleeping. It's not going to happen. But the longest ever broadcast is 10 days, 3 hours. But so I was thinking, if I could dedicate one of my studios to this venture and we could do like an 11-day marathon, if we could get enough artists just to come in on the same stream, we'd have to do it to like Mixcloud or something, just because I don't think Facebook could hack that. I just wonder if it'd be possible. We could raise some good money doing that for charity, I think. If we done like an 11-day. The only thing for me, that obviously our studios would have to be closed. It'd cost us money, but I'm sure we can figure it out. I'm just wondering if you think that's a good idea. We can do 11 days constantly.
Imagine if you're on day 10 and like there's a power outage.
Oh. I did think of that, but then but then you laugh and you go, oh fuck it, at least we tried. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think, though? Do you reckon that's worth it, or just not bother?
No, we should do the world record podcast, mate. That's what I
60 hours, bruv. I get tired at 11. I'm in bed by 11 most nights.
60-hour podcast, non-stop, no sleep, just podcast.
No sleep. No, you can't.
Yeah, do it. Come here, it'll be fine.
Nah. What if can you sleep on the podcast? You could just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Sleeping's cheating.
Because then I can do that.
If we were to do that, the podcast would be very illegal. There's only one way we're doing that.
We're definitely somebody's career. It may be ours.
Oh, someone on YouTube, Stephen Clayton, that would be a good idea. See, look. Thanks, Stephen.
How do you know that he was on screen?
Peter, you look so beautiful.
11-hour DJ stream non-stop. Isn't that just pirate radio? At that point? It's where those guys got.
But it's a record, mate. It's a world record.
Is that a world record though?
Yeah, the longest stream.
BBC Radio 1. Like, how long have they streamed?
Webcast, sorry, webcast.
A webcast. All right.
The longest one is a Chinese company that something about their mechanics or something. It was like 10 days, 3 hours or something.
I think I said it to you before, but it would be like, I don't know how you would be able to do it with a DJ stream, because you know that Sony or Warner.
That's why you do it on Mixcloud.
I think speak to Mixcloud, send them an email, come up with your idea.
No, Mixcloud is licensed, mate. You can play what you want.
Someone said that Adam should start his own breakfast show called Toast with Goast.
I'm up for that. Do you know what? What was it, the second stay at home? I can't remember now, third one. I'd done cooking at my mum's house, and I decided to fry breakfast while I was mixing, and it was actually really good fun, and everyone really enjoyed it, but it's actually really long to set up, so I just can't be fucked. It's long.
No, what you mean.
I keep wanting to do it, but it's getting all the decks set up, getting the speakers set up. It's just a bit long.
We were talking of story time. Rizzle, maybe you should tell everyone about your story.
There's a few. I try not to broadcast them publicly.
He's fucking jumping now.
Yeah.
Tell them what happened in Hereford, Rizzle. What happened in Hereford?
Mate, I'm sure everyone already knows.
Isn't that where the SAS train, Hereford?
I have no idea.
Stay frosty. Sure.
Yeah. Basically, we had a gig in Hereford that we all got a bit drunk at, and some got a bit more drunk than others. Namely me. Me and Ollie got way too drunk, and we both ended up.
Ollie never gets drunk.
And I have no idea why we even got kicked out. But yeah,
you didn't just get kicked out. You actually got in like a full-on
yeah, and I had some sort of bruises like all over me like the next day. I don't even. Yeah, I just have a vague memory of just saying to the promoter like saying to the bouncers like speak to the promoter or something like that, and then.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
So yeah,
I'm a pretty big deal, Rad, dear.
Not vibey, yeah.
Please book me, I won't beat you up.
Pete, do you know someone called Gene Singer?
I do know. Envy, that's Mr. Envy.
They say you're beautiful, and they want to know how you grow your beard.
Oh my god!
Hereford SAS train. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe that's why they're all so hard.
I'm pretty sure in Hereford is where they have their their shooting centre where they go around training.
It would make sense because all the bouncers were proper knobhead bouncers that just wanted trouble. Anyway, let's not flag off Hereford. Hereford's a lovely place.
Can I quickly Can I quickly plug our new Rotations guest mix by Envy that has just come out today?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, you can. Do you want to put it on?
Give us a good plug. Sell it to me.
How much are you going to pay me for advertising?
Oh, Gene, no, not Gene. It's not Gene. I keep on fucking saying Gene.
Who is Gene? Is it Juan? What is it?
It's Jean.
Jean. Oh, Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean.
I'll put a link in the
What's SDC? Does anyone know what that means?
Shadow Demon Coalition.
Come on, you must know that.
Nah.
Trigger, Shady, Bassman, Voltage, DJ, Sly. You know what I mean? Enchanted Bassman.
Sly ain't in it anymore though, is he? There was that whole beef, wasn't there? Some sort of beef.
Sly's not in it anymore. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't there some like shady shit? Wasn't there some shady shit with Sly, or am I making that up?
Yeah,
well, it's kind of in the name. Kind of in the name, but yeah.
Oh.
Let's not get onto that.
Salty.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, someone's at my door.
Yeah, it's about the money. It's about
the money.
Money.
Where's my money?
Where's my money? It's funny. We this is another story time thing, but there was this. Anyway, I'm not going to say the actual story, but we ended up outside Brixton Station, absolutely fucking stranded, and there was this geezer that he'd taken like 10 pills, and he was the most buzzing man I've ever seen in my life, and he was going home to drive a 17.5-ton Royal Mail lorry. Anyway,
10 pills.
Yeah. Oh, he was fucked. He was like something really bad happened at this rave. There was like guns and knives involved, blood everywhere. I think I was telling Pete about it. But anyway, the police came over and they were like talking to us to find out what happened, and he was behind them doing like star jumps. But anyway, it was so funny. But there was this like little button that went like called the train station, like called them. So it went. And then someone else got alone. He was just going, "Where's my money?" It was pretty it was pretty funny. It was jokes in 2009 anyway. When that song was like the tune.
That was a banger.
It was a banger.
Yeah, that really was a banger.
And then the dubstep remix was. Oh no, wasn't it? No, the original was TC, and then there was a Casper. Casper done the remix. Yeah.
Nice.
We got another question here. Who has said?
Is that a rope?
Top three DnB MCs.
DnB MCs. Oh.
Top 3 DnB MCs.
All right, for me personally, Joe Raygun. Props there. He's sick and so underrated. No one knows about him. He's shit at getting himself out there. I told him to come on this podcast tonight, and he came up with some excuse. So that's why, Joe. But he's sick. And then I'm gonna props Viginobi. He's also really sick. Really love Viginobi. And then who else? I like X-Man. You know?
Are we going of all time?
I'm just who I'm feeling. I really like X-Man. You know.
I mean, he said of all time.
I mean, GQ's got to be in there.
Oh yeah, GQ. I was too many sick. Yeah, GQ sick. IC3. IC3.
PRS, yeah.
SP
for sure.
SP, DRS, and probably Loki is probably up there for me.
I love a bit of Fat Man as well.
Dusky as well.
Oh, Dusky's sick. I love a bit of Fat Man.
Dusky's definitely like the up and comer MC at the moment.
Who's just joined us?
Oh, it's Ben.
We got Mr. Ben Hunter. We got Mr. Downloads and Reloads himself right now. Although you're definitely muted. You're definitely muted. There we go.
Peter has just brought me in. How you doing, guys?
Hello, mate.
Sweet, man.
Adam, I spoke to you for our last evening, if you remember.
What's that? Hold on. What's going on?
Adam, I interviewed you for our last evening, if you remember, about what you guys were doing for the Goat Shed.
Fuck.
About the pandemic.
Was this in the
Can't
summer?
have been that good an interview.
No, was this in the summer? Oh, I remember. I was at a film shoot in a fucking abandoned church. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That sounded really seedy. That was like that sounded bare seedy. No, we had similar in like an abandoned church with some drones flying around. Okay, sick. Yeah. I do remember. Sorry, mate. That was a long time ago, mate.
That's right.
You actually interviewed him in the flesh, or
no, on the phone.
No, over the phone for our big pandemic article, sort of learn about what they were doing with the Goat Shed. Streams and that.
Streams.
Streams.
I got my copy, man. I've got it somewhere.
It's in my office, I think.
Nice. Okay,
It's in my office, I think.
And this, you know, this is like the next level of streaming now.
I like this, you know. I think I'm going to continue this even when it's just a cool thing to do in the week. Everyone just get together. I think that's something we'll take away from this. Like, obviously, there's going to be a lot more human contact, but just being able to like really socialize in a cool way online is really nice.
I'm actually going to do these kind of streams as Korsakov soon as well.
You need to.
You're going to do what?
I'm going to do these kinds of streams as Korsakov. Well, I'm going to actually have the first one on Sunday.
Sick.
Yeah.
Don't invite Pete.
Well, yeah, but
I actually did. This is probably why he invited me on this one.
Sorry, Adam. I have just like been inviting people in now without.
It's alright. I don't care.
Come on,
more the merrier.
Like it's fine.
So,
yeah, that's what's
I think we should make it a rule that everybody that gets in has to get in and tell a funny story straight away.
Oh.
Yeah, go on, Ben. Ben, go on.
Funny
you're
story.
A journalist.
You know what?
Many stories. Give us a good funny story.
You know what? Actually, I was watching your stream for the last like 10 minutes, so I caught some of those event stories that you were listening to, and I was thinking of one of my own. So I used to run nights in Sheffield when I was at uni there. We used to do charity nights, then we used to do sort of other nights as well. And we ended up we were doing one which was more like a student vibe, local DJs, all that sort of stuff. And there was this guy there, Kieran. It was his first ever gig, and he brought his mate in to MC. And I should have known it was a bad idea when his name was like MC Strawberry Supply, and his Instagram was just
Strawberry Supply.
and his Instagram was just loads of photos of weed.
God! Yeah, one of those.
That was probably my first mistake. And basically, at the end of the night, during his mate's set, all he chanted was like, "Benzos, benzos, fucking benzos." That was like his whole thing. He didn't really do anything else. And then at the end of the night, his set was the last one, I think. Anyway, at the end of the night, he basically tried to pick up one of the CDJs and run out the back door with it. And the security guy saw him and like chased him down the street. He like ditched it somewhere, and then because the security guy literally brought him in, like fucking carried him in, like dumped him on the floor and like sat on him, and then like rung the police. And the police took like 45 minutes to show up, and this guy was like fucked. Like kept trying to escape, and the security guy was just like sat on top of him. So I ended up spending like 2 hours like walking around the streets of Sheffield looking to see where he dumped the CDJ.
Fucking hell.
He'd actually managed to make it out of the building. That's what I'm most impressed about.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
With a CDJ. Yeah,
there was like a back door like just behind the decks, sort of like back to the right. So he just like dumped out of it. Yeah. And yeah, I felt bad for his mate, the DJ, who was like distraught because he was like, "I'm now not going to get any bookings anywhere. Like, I can't believe my mate has done this." So I felt really bad for that guy. But MC got blacklisted in Sheffield pretty quick.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I was going to say, needless to say, you didn't book him again. Mate, that is wild though. Like, how could you think like, yeah, I'm just going to run out with the CDJ? Like, yeah.
The really wild thing about
And we have his phone number, like we have his address, like we know where he lives. Like I don't understand what the thinking on that was.
Like,
I think he'd obviously been taking a few benzos, obviously.
I was about to say,
yeah. He was on something.
What was that, DSP?
So do you remember there was that this whole thing where this girl stole someone's USB like from the decks,
Zed Bias.
Zed Bias' USB. Do you remember that? Like,
yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
She got absolutely fucking she got
rinsed,
absolutely rinsed. Like she
really
I mean,
memes about that, I have to say.
She's just a fucking idiot. I think just young by the looks of it. It was like, like really didn't understand like the severity of that action. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And then post all pictures of you up on fucking Snapchat with it as well.
Yeah, no, it was a silly thing to do, and she was rightly called out for it. But I think she got proper harassed, man. You know what the internet's like? People go into this mob mentality and just, you know, they take a valid point and they turn it into some witch hunt, and it's just not. I hate it. I mean, that's a whole subject.
I'm trying to find MC Strawberry Supply right now, but
MC Strawberry Supply.
I just want to college in Strawberry Supply. It's the amazing thing I've ever done.
See if I can.
He's still going.
Hazza Mitchell said, "My goats are eating my clothes. Help Urgent advice needed for a fellow goat farmer. I think you're on the wrong channel.
Well,
Don't.
he has also asked how to help keep them warm.
Honestly, I always say this, but we done a video in the summer of a goat drinking beer and dancing, and it got 4.5 million views. But we got so much attention from the Middle East. We got loads of like people from like Burma, Pakistan, India follow our page, which I've got nothing wrong with, but they don't engage with our content, so they're probably joining the goat shed thinking it's like I don't know, something to do with goats. It really doesn't.
Oh yes.
But no, that really damaged our reach, because we've got like 3,000 followers from it of people that didn't engage with your stuff. So Facebook just thinks, oh, no one's engaging, and our numbers tanked for about 2 months, which is why now I'm like, I'd rather I'm not. It's not about how many followers you have. It's about how committed the followers you do have. Yeah, I'd rather take 1,000 loyal fans than 100,000 likes, like just random fished likes that you get from the internet. I think that's what I've learned.
So it's the new Instagram algorithm as well, isn't there? Where you put save it, send it, comment, like. It's like reverse order.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so difficult. Apparently TikTok's the one now. Apparently we're on TikTok now.
It's actually taken off.
I started a TikTok.
Yeah, we all do. We've all done it. That's just, that's what I say.
What's the TikTok handle, DFB?
T95 sitting there going, I've had one for years, mate. What you on about?
And you can catch a few clips of me dropping some tunes, some blends.
Sick. Everyone tag each other up.
I was speaking to Cyril.
Follow guys.
His streams are doing really well on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok seems to be blowing up. I think because of their algorithm, because it's such quick, like, I think because you go through so many at a time and it's not reused, they have like that ability to be able to really boost videos to like millions of people.
Yeah. Plus it's for a generation that have now grown up with smartphones. Like, it's how many kids, like between the ages of like 15 to 21 have got smartphones now and using it all the time, and it's just the new platform.
It's been like that for a while though, I think.
Yeah, but not the same way,
maybe.
Like kids. I mean, even younger than that.
Especially now that we've had lockdowns and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 1-year-old and I worry, like, do you want to be put them in front of, do you know what I mean, with screens and stuff? When can you give a kid, because there's so much power on a phone. You can do anything and see anything. There's so much corruption and negativity and creeps and it's just I think it's just it's mad, isn't it? It's a very powerful thing if you think about it. Any information, any contact, it's like in a little fucking device you put in your pocket. It's mental. If you showed someone that 100 years ago, it'd blow their mind, wouldn't it?
Probably explode. Yeah.
Well, like you're saying, there is a
they barely have cars on it,
and it seems to be a trend of obviously unforeseen problems, because we don't really know what the overall.
It's true, but there's
how long have we had iPhones for? What, like,
it's true, but if you go through through history though, it happens all the time. Like, new technology comes, people fight it, and it inevitably becomes part of culture. Regularly,
it's a part of you now. It's not. It's an extension of you.
Yeah, but you could say that a car's an extension of your legs. Like, you can make that argument with anything.
Sure, but then like, the power of it, and in terms of like you're saying, the information and social media and how it's connecting us in such a great way, but we don't know.
But do you know what? If you look back at old things from electricity, like electric lamps, people used to say the same shit that people say about 5G. Oh, it's going to do this, going to do that. I just think, there's definitely dangerous sides.
2000, when there was like the whole YK.
Oh yeah. Well, that was. Well, no, do you know what they did? Apparently, I've read a weird article about this. So what they did is they got lazy and they delayed it all to 2029, and now they're having to do it again there's something in the code where you can like
reset.
Yeah, apparently it's still there. They just delayed it to another date because the computer. And
where have you been reading this?
I think New Scientist. I think.
I feel like the big technology thing is definitely going to be automation and like machine learning. That's like the next big one.
Yeah, AI, man. It's gonna. But the thing is, if you're gonna, it's scary, but you can't not embrace it, because if you don't, you're gonna get left behind as a nation or as a whatever.
Be aware, isn't it?
Yeah,
man. Self-educated.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, like the potential for AI is too large for us not to like embrace it.
But we're going to have to go down the route of universal income. It's going to take away everyone's jobs. But then there's the argument that it generates new jobs, and but they reckon that
I think the interesting thing on that question, there was this really good debate about this in that IQ squared thing. Of course, like loads of new jobs have been created by the technology of the last like 30, 40 years, but it's something like 40 to 50% of people work in jobs that were still around 100 years ago, So the majority of people work in old jobs, and like these jobs are being threatened for the first time by AI and robotics, machine learning, and stuff like that. Like,
but then creative jobs, it becomes like more like beforehand, like people had to fucking work 12 hours a day to just, you know what I mean? And now I think you can look at it as a positive. If your nation or government or whatever embraces it, then new jobs, whether it be fucking, you know, creative advisors, there's always going to be something that you generate a new economy. I think, you know, people always going to want to do stuff. I don't know.
The majority of people work in like transport, hospitality.
Transport's the big one. Apparently, that's the most.
Those are the two most populated sectors, and those are the two most threatened by AI and automation.
I actually weirdly watched something today about the transport. It's the most popular job in the world is driving, and that's the biggest one. I think most people. But
like lorries and taxi drivers and all those.
There's nothing you can do about it.
How long until we can have AI record labels? Like they're just going to be like they're going to be making music.
Well, that's it.
AI can make music. It can draw pictures. It can like AIs.
But
that already exists.
Honestly, I was watching this thing earlier. You know, this thing about literally what you said, weirdly, and I just thought I'm so glad that I'm making a career out of something that's creative, because, you know, I'm not saying AI can never replace that, but it's certainly not in my lifetime, I don't think. So I think it's a good time to be creative.
Creative jobs are definitely the safest from the AI revolution for sure.
Yeah. So big up us lot.
David, who said, my kids 9 and 13, both mental on the phones. They're versed in TikTok. He said he used to have the library in his youth, apparently.
Used to. They're still there, mate.
Yeah. I remember, like, it was weird when I was waiting tables at a cafe, like up my road, and like you would go up to like a table and there'd be like a family, and all the kids wouldn't be talking, just on their phones, like not talking to their siblings, not talking to their dad or their mum. And I was sort of sat there and a bit like, hey, I would never have been allowed to sit on my phone at the table when I was growing up.
I think the problem. I think the problem you had it, because I spoke to, like we've spoke about our daughter, and it's like you can just take the phone away, but then if you take the phone away and all our friends have got the phone, then they'll get bullied for not having what all our friends have. Do you know what I mean? It's like this like socially reinforced things that you kind of just have to go with it. Just be vigilant, I guess. And I guess these things, because they're brand new, there's no regulation because people haven't got a fucking idea how they work. But as people understand the implications in society, like hopefully governments will step in and take the power away from these. The thing is, the power is all with like 3 organizations: Google, Facebook, and Amazon, Apple, all have the power. So I think they just need to be regulated a little bit, decentralized a little bit, and whatever. I think we'll be all right. Honestly,
I think the thing with Facebook is that like it's pretty unprecedented that one company has control over like essentially the entire world communication, especially like the developing world, where everyone either uses Facebook or WhatsApp to communicate, and Facebook owns both of those things. The fact that one company has that much power, I think, is like unsustainable.
But we're all on Facebook now, so big up Zuck for that one. But yeah, I mean, if we look at maybe get back into music, where do we think music's going to be with AI, and do you think it's like a good time? I think it's a great time to be in a creative field if you know that projection is true, and a lot of sort of more manual jobs and are going to be taken away. Surely the economy has to shift this direction. Do you not think?
I think there is something about being involved in music and it being within a profession that probably is going to outlast some of these changes eventually. Although the industry is shrinking to a degree, it is a skill that is going to be quite difficult to be able to automate, especially when it comes to throwing events, for instance. You know, that isn't something that you can, so easily automate or
have you not seen Elon Musk make a techno track, mate? He's Tesla. So can you speak to my event manager? It's a Tesla car, 2009.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be hard to replace people within music for a while. I mean, we joke about having AI labels and stuff. Adam's off again. That's it. He's gone.
If any genre of music was going to be produced by AI first, which genre would it be?
Probably ours.
Haven't they done that? Haven't they had like AI create tunes?
Yeah. I actually know someone that works for a company, and he has to mix down AI produced like written music. Like that stuff is already happening right now. And people don't know about it, but it already is happening. So probably within 10 years, there's going to be like superstars with AI generated music.
John,
AI there's this thing called Splitter, which I use, which is like a script that you run on your computer, but it basically is like AI driven, and it basically like will take any tune that you put into it and split it off into vocals and drums and music and all this sort of stuff.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's like in like stuff like that, like interesting applications for that sort of stuff is definitely quite useful. And I think I've read about some like Amazon keyboards that they were introducing soon that had like some sort of AI capabilities on it as well, but I can't remember exactly what it was now. But yeah, it's definitely be interesting to see what sort of AI stuff comes about that will help us in doing like making music. If it helps. Quite interesting.
Yeah, John, you can forget how to do mix downs.
Yeah, this is it. Because I can't fucking do mix downs anyway, man. Yeah, just
do all your mix downs for you. That's ideal.
That would be sick. That would be so sick.
Up the robot. I'm sorted.
Reese Wilson.
Get Wally
yes,
to do your mix downs.
Yeah, why not? I feel like I've killed the conversation there. Sorry, everyone. What's going on? What's happened? Oh my god, I've done it again. Oh no. That's my second can that's just exploded.
It's funny because that's the guy that was spilling beers all over the decks earlier in the story.
They've just been sitting in the fridge for possibly like weeks, and I've just opened them. They're fucking frothing up everywhere like madness.
I might go because I want to make some food. I haven't had dinner yet.
See you later, Mandy. I think we'll wrap it up soon anyway.
See you later, Mandy.
Right, nice
oh, Mandy, thanks
you.
for buying the zine as well, by the way.
Alright, bye, Mandy.
Supporting it on social media.
No worries. Alright, thanks, guys.
See you later, Mandy.
Bye.
So, what's everyone's immediate plans over the next few weeks? Have we got anything interesting from anyone coming out?
Talk to promoters. Non-stop.
Is that it? Is it really gone that mad, is it?
Well, yeah. Like I said, we had all those tours all over the world planned, and it's not that they didn't disappear. They just have to be rescheduled. And now that there's a semblance of perspective, we're rescheduling. So yeah. Plus, all my artists are now getting emails and stuff.
It's exciting, man. I think it's gonna be.
I don't know if it's gonna happen though.
You reckon?
I think it's touch and go. I don't think.
I don't. So basically,
honestly, I really don't.
Honestly, look.
It'll definitely happen in the middle of August.
I think August, September.
Why do we go into lockdowns? It's got nothing to do with necessarily the deaths. It's got nothing to do with necessarily the infections. It's to do with the hospitals being overrun. That's the only reason we have to do it.
Exactly.
So as long as all the older population is vaccinated, / I think by that point we're all going to be vaccinated. Unless some
it's whole adult population by June, I think.
Unless some like mad new variant that comes in and just completely sidesteps it, which I think they're kind of preparing for anyway. I don't really see anything that why they're. I mean,
they've already tested them.
Exactly. So I don't really see anything that would stop it, unless like the manufacturing of the vaccines got blown up or something. I can't. I'm not saying it might not be delayed for some reason. There might be complications, but I think they've made that clear. They've said this is their hopeful plan. So I'm not an expert. I'm sure there's other variables that could potentially fuck it up, but why not? I don't see why not.
The vaccines stop hospitalization rates by like 95% or something like that.
Exactly.
I think once you bring that in and like the whole adult population is vaccinated, like it's pretty hard to maintain the logic of like having a strict lockdown. Like I'm not sure why. I don't know what the argument for that would be. So like I'm with Adam on this one. I feel like by come June, July, like if they stick to their vaccination schedule, everything's going to plan in that sense. I feel like it's going to be looking pretty good.
Are you right there, Pete?
Yeah, all good.
Having a bit of an argument in the background there.
Don't worry. Drum and bass is just sometimes a bit of drama. Sometimes you have.
Only with you, mate.
Drama and bass.
Drama and bass, 100%. Rizzle, mate, you got anything planned? You got any mini bookings coming in?
No bookings coming yet, but I've got a tune coming out, a collab with Harvey Creatures, which is coming out on Overview in 2 days. 2 days? Is it 2 days, Pete? Yeah. On the rest of his EP, which is also sick. So yeah. And then apart from that, nothing else is really locked in apart from a couple of remixes and the album and stuff. So
sick.
Yeah. Album. We've got an album locked in.
So in the comment section, we've got Jerry McCann. Where's my daughter?
Wherever you left her, mate. Wherever you left.
We've got Mrs. Magoo, boy, big up gang. Mrs. Magoo, why aren't you in the fucking podcast?
No. She's not coming on. Man.
Yes, she is. She's fine. Lana Moses off.
Name's not on the list. You're not coming in.
No, because she's a bad influence. She's a very bad influence.
You know he's not going. You're not coming in.
Magoo, but Jesus, that was a bad live stream.
Pete, what's the tune that's playing at the moment?
This is a brand new forthcoming overview track.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
This is Neck Tax. This is Myth remix of Halogen. It's our next release after Harvey's release.
Yeah.
Big things.
Anyone else got anything coming up? Tom, I know you've been busy on Shogun, haven't you? Interested.
Yeah, I mean, I've just got a bit confirmed on players as well.
Oh, sick!
Tasty.
Nice.
Big.
It's a collab, yeah, it's a collab.
Big.
And then I've got a tune coming in Hospital as well with Deggs and Harry Shotter.
Nice, mate. Big up, bro. You're doing really well. We love to see it. We love to see it.
I just love how casual he is right there. He's just been like, yeah, you know, I just.
Right. So to be fair, mate, it's a big step up. It's a big step up from Overview. I don't think Pete heard me, which I think is probably a good thing. I said it was a big step up from Overview.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
You'll find with me, the more I take the piss out of you, it means the more I like you. It's fine. It's all good.
Legendary, like that's the toppest of the top tier. So.
Yeah, that is sick. Big up, man.
I'm massive proud of smashing it.
Yeah,
when's the track on broken out? The opera.
This Friday, yeah.
There you go, people. Go buy it.
I didn't mean to plug that. I got pushed in that direction. I did not mean to plug that.
Guys, if anyone wants to support Goatshed with anything, www.goatshed. No, fucked it. It's done. I had my chance and I blew it. If you had one shot, one opportunity, would you capture it or let it slip? And I let it slip. So there we are.
Are you about to try and plug your Patreon right now? Is that what you actually?
I was gonna, yeah.
I tell you what. If you fucked it up, everyone please go and sign up to the Overview music /overview. You can sign up, get lots of great stuff, and then afterwards, if you've got time, go check out the Patreon. Did you ask Ben? Ben, what have you got coming up?
I'm doing a feature on Souped Up for DJ Mag. I'm not sure. I think that's for their April edition.
That's cool.
Okay.
And got our next zine coming next month. We're doing a cover story on drum and bass in New Zealand, and this guy called Paddy who writes for UKF, he's doing a piece on Has the Funk Been Lost in Eurofunk? Which I think is an interesting one.
Very good.
Which I think is an interesting one. And then we've got Charlie Bricks is writing an article about mentorship in drum and bass. He's spoken to Matt.
So sick. She is
Yeah, Charlie Bricks is sick.
She's a really good writer.
He is a good writer, and we've got a couple of other guests. We've got a couple of other guest columns which escape me now. But also, I had an idea. Basically, I've been getting into film photography recently, and I had the idea that would be quite cool to shoot the reopening of clubs as like a project. So I'm sort of working on that as an idea.
Nice.
I have no idea where that would go.
What's the clubs? The rears of clubs.
The reopening of clubs.
Reopening of clubs. Yeah.
No, I but that's what I mean. I thought it was going to be like, because obviously when you walk in the club, you always see the front of it, but you never see the outside.
Yeah, you do if you've been naughty enough. I remember I got caught in Matter doing something naughty, and they fucking marched me through these like. Actually, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm not going to tell that story. I was a very naughty boy then. Yeah, Matter was in 2002. That was a sick club. It's huge. It was short-lived though. Anyone been to Matter?
Was that?
I went to a few Ram.
Yeah, I went to a Ram night. I think it was just a Ram night. That's the first. That's the. Yeah. I was.
Did it turn into Building 6 at some point?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I remember that was where I heard Sweet Shop for the first time. Chasing Status dropped it. I was like, wow. This was years ago. This when Sweet Shop was cool. Maybe I know.
I was going 2009, 2010. It was when Chasing Status more than a lot. Subfocus could be real.
Subfocus, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Maybe with the same rave, mate.
And just having
Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket. Down. Ba ba da ba da ba ba.
I love that riff.
I used to love double dropping that with VIP Time Warp, man. Obviously it's Subfocus, it goes really well, but it bangs.
Subfocus made like half of all the drum and bass classics in that genre.
Oh, Subfocus was amazing. I remember I first saw Subfocus. It's funny because I went to Brixton Academy in 2008. It was a One Nation night, and Subfocus back-to-back clips was like the opening warm-up set. And it's like just how far both of those have come. It's pretty nuts. I used to say Subfocus back-to-back with a packet of crisps was like a little in-house joke for some reason. Fucking drugs and shit. But
just drugs.
Yeah, it's just drugs.
Well, I want to try to find like some of the old lineups.
I used to love it. I used to love that, man.
I miss illegal raves, if I'm totally honest.
I've never been to illegal raves.
Oh, they're sick, especially to DJ at. They're so sick.
I never DJ'd at them, but I always, when I was like 17, used to go. I used to take Muzzy, he's probably gonna kill me saying that, but I used to take him before he got where he is now, and
big up Kiefer.
Spot raves, and they're the most craziest place. The vibe is like unmatched.
Everybody goes off. It's surprisingly civil usually.
Yeah, most of the time it is, which is weird. You'd think it wouldn't be.
I don't know. I've heard some bad shit. My mates went to was it Scummerween they went to in Oxford Circus in that abandoned. Yeah. They went to that. They saw someone's fucking fingers get chopped off. Do you see that? Yeah, my mates went to that. You might have even known them. It was like Southampton. Oh, this was years ago, actually. Did you go to that? Did you?
I went to that. I went to the Royal. It was in Croydon.
You must have been so young then, bruv.
I was 17. Yeah, I was 17.
Fucking hell. Fair play. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Illegal raves in Holland are sick. I'm like, I played it.
I bet they're so polite.
Shit ever that happened. It's like this one person, he took way too much pills or something, so we had to call an ambulance. And obviously, when you call an ambulance, when you're in an illegal rave, they're gonna send police because fuck knows what they're gonna see there, So what happened was they sorted that guy right out, and then the police were just talking to people there. One of my mates was on acid. And then police were like, so what do you see? What do you see? And then he was just like saying, yeah, that tree is blah, 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 blah. And then the police, this police woman walks up to me. She's like 60 and she tells me, I used to do these myself. I used to like play at my own illegal raves and stuff. And we know you because we follow you on Facebook. So just do what you always do, clean up, and we'll let you continue because you're not hurting anybody. That's what happens in Holland. depending on where you are, depends on the city. But in Amsterdam, no one gives.
Is Pink Pop in Amsterdam, the festival? Is it?
No, that is completely in the south. When you have that leg in Holland, it's way the fuck down in the south.
It is in Holland though, isn't it, Pink Pop?
Yeah,
because I worked there. I worked there, obviously not last year, year before. And, that was it. I don't know why I said that.
Furthest you can get away from Amsterdam without being in another country. That's how far away from Amsterdam.
It's only like 2 hours away, isn't it?
Well, it's Holland, so yeah.
It's a small country. Yeah. I remember it was just after Brexit, and all the staff was so lovely, but they're just ripping the piss out of us. They're like, Brexit.
The Netherlands is definitely somewhere I'm going to go first, I think, when stuff does open up. They've got a lot of friends over there.
Have you heard they're stopping? Aren't they stopping tourists smoke weed now? I don't know. I've heard this.
I've been saying that for years.
I feel like I've been hearing that for years.
Yeah, same. But no, I have as well. But apparently, have we got the same headphones, DSP? We got the same yellow.
You got the yellow one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up. Yeah.
Rizzle's got them on as well, hasn't he?
No. I've got some Behringers on, man. Behringers? They're Bayers.
Wait, the insides of those cups.
Have you got
T95 headphones. Look, check out T95 headphones.
Those cups look like the inside of shot hoodies. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I do. I always used to want to have a shot hoodie back in the day, but I never had one.
They were so expensive.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I never got
I remember I saved up so much money just for a fucking hoodie, and I ended up burning it on some hash, I think, like fucking a week after. Oh dear.
I'd like to do a little plug.
Yeah, got him.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm currently working with Sleepless Records, not Sleepless Music, Wilkinson.
Yep.
And what I'm doing is a female-based, women in DnB-based podcast.
Yep.
Highlighting not just the artist roles, but the back scene, behind the scenes, kind of roles. So I've been chatting to Amy Jane, who worked at hospital, Shogun. She's now freelance, and looking at getting some other kind of women involved. So if anyone is interested,
what are your socials, mate, for the plug?
Parsons, Shanice DSB for Instagram, Shanice Michelle Parsons on Facebook, and shamparsons24@gmail.com, or email if you want to get in touch via email.
Sick. That's sick, man.
Shout out Hannah at Ram as well. Hannah, fuck, I've forgotten her surname, but she's incredible.
Anna Halbert, yeah, she's
that's the one. That's the one. Thank you.
She used to do our Corsica music PR for quite a bit. That was a sick time.
That pizza looks pretty sad, mate. I'm not gonna lie. It looks. Look, what the fuck is that? Oh, okay, fair enough.
Did you go to Fata Romano, Pete? Did you go to Fata Romano? Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Look at
he
that.
Has treated himself, lads. He has treated
Fata
himself.
Oh,
that looks not bad.
Pete, when I move to Brighton, mate, you're gonna have to show me around all the good spots, yeah?
You got BI Pizza, Fata Romano, you got Pizza Face.
Oh, Pizza Face is bagging. I do like a Pizza Face.
Where's the place in Brighton where you can get food like 24/7 that's down the back of like the alley that's like a cafe?
These?
I'm not sure what it's called.
There's loads of 24-hour places.
Yeah, but it's like a really grotty like cafe.
Mmm.
I remember going there after a night at Volks. I remember going
on the seafront.
No, you walk back from the front from Volks, like back into the main of town.
Hey, you alright?
I don't know, but it did a banging fry up at like 5:30 in the morning. So.
Do you know I can't?
I
cannot wait to get my fucking sides shaved, man.
Mate, same.
Oh, it's the first. Yeah. DSB, I see that, mate. I cannot wait.
On Friday.
I cannot wait. I literally today had to like, cause I had hair growing over my fucking earlobe, and I had to like just shave the fucking edges.
I've neglected to do anything to it yet, but my mate's just like fully shaved his head basically, and he looks like a fucking criminal. So like,
I did for 6 months. First day, I'd like shaved head for 6 months last year. I was like, fuck it, but
I don't think I could pull that off in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't think I could, but to be fair, I got used to it. It's alright, but I don't know.
I think it's a good.
You know what? I'm like the worst for dyeing my hair. My hair will be blue, it'll be pink. But during lockdown, I haven't done any crazy lockdown hair, and I don't know how. Everyone's like shaved something off.
All right. Speaking of food, a second ago, I'm gonna go and make some burgers.
Yeah, I think we'll round it up now. I think everyone. I think it's been a good chat.
Yeah.
Nice little 2 hours. Yeah, man. Big up everyone for coming. Should we just all leave Pete here?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna hop off now. Right, cool.
Yeah, safe. I'm actually gonna keep it streaming with just Pete there. I'll catch you lot later.
Yeah, please do.
Safe. I'm gonna safe. Bye.
Bye.